Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April, moving into early May 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Geminis out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guides, talk to me. What do we got for these Geminis in late April, moving into early May? It's getting very close to your birthday season, my friends. I hope you're getting ready for all of it, all the festivities. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in late April, early May. What's happening for my good friends here? The energies have been quite intense for you in recent weeks, that's for sure. So, all right, that card flipped in my hand, but it didn't pop out. There we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, so we have this High Priestess energy showing up here in a very powerful way. Now, obviously, this isn't a tarot deck, but I just feel like this card encapsulates a lot of those same energies. So, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit more about this card. Now, the reason I always link this to the High Priestess is we see this older divine feminine woman right here, and she's next to a crystal ball with a key inside of it. Next to her is a lockbox. So it does have a lot of those same themes and archetypes, because the High Priestess energy is all about not just secrecy and darkness and keeping things under wraps, but it's a very subtle, empathetic type of energy as well. So know in this time your empathy, your intuition could be extra heightened, especially if you have those gifts naturally. You could be feeling things very intensely from people around you. She does have that little bit of mystery attached as well, so we'll see how that shows up within the reading itself. There could be certain situations you don't know how it's going to turn out. There could be some surprising events coming in for some of you whenever we have the High Priestess energy. And for a portion of you, you might be in detective mode, especially like with the key to the lockbox within the crystal ball, trying to figure something out, whether it's a situation, whether it's a problem, whether it's digging for information. All of these things could really be encapsulated within that card. Some of you might just be linked to Pisces though, but we're going to leave her over there. We'll see how it plays into the reading. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, and we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. And yeah, I always say this first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Geminis, late April, early May. Let's see what we got. And while we get this deck all shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It's like we did have that return of that fire-air combination type of energy, which shows up a lot for Geminis for some reason. It was titled Big Breakthrough Incoming. So I did feel for a lot of Geminis, if you're going through a problem or a situation where you feel like things have been slow for a long time, the energy is going to be supporting you in a way in which you could break through, okay, and achieve something or get a result that you've been wanting. That's what I was picking up big last week. So we'll see what comes through this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. You know how it goes. Let's get 3 cards here for Gemini, please. Late April, early May. Quick. I mean, similar energy to what we saw last week. We have the Wheel of Fortune in position number 1. That's an amazing card to start us off with, that's for sure. Now, it does have a lot of other strong, powerful themes and archetypes, but, I mean, that's my good luck charm right there. Let's get a couple more for you. What do we got for Gemini? 2 Cups, nice, close interpersonal connections, relationships. Could be on the docket here for some of you. I mean, I like that 2 Cups energy. Let's get you one more. We'll really piece this together. We got 2 of Swords, double 2s, and here's the little bit of mystery showing up once again. So that seems to be a recurring theme already, and we're only like 4 cards into the whole entire reading. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I'm feeling some good things so far. Now, you know, when we clarify, that could change a lot of things. But yeah, first look, first glance, here we have the repeating 2s, which whenever I get a lot of repeating numbers, I only pull a few cards for every reading. So when we see themes that repeat like this, we need to pay attention to it. So that could represent signs, synchronicities, omens. We'll see how it all plays out. We got the karmic wheel of fortune. We have a card of mystery, a card of connections. So for some of you, this could be several different topics showing up. For some of you, it's all just different aspects of the same thing. It all really depends. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number 1, our good pal, the Wheel of Fortune. Now, as I already mentioned, to me, this is my good luck charm. It's Jupiter type of energy. Extremely expansive. So it does tie into kind of like what I saw for you last week, that things could be expanding for you, or you could have those sudden breakthroughs or quick changes whenever this card's in the mix. You might want to play the lottery whenever the Wheel of Fortune shows up. It's good. It tells me luck is on your side, or something could take a swing in your favor. If we're not talking about like the good luck and the Jupiter type of energy, this card does move very quickly. It does move very suddenly. So the fact that we do have this mystery on the back end and the Wheel of Fortune on the front end, yeah, there could be a lot of things shifting and changing, and it could be happening very quickly, extremely suddenly. So we'll see if it's change based or a surprise of some sort. We'll really see what's up. But I like the Wheel of Fortune. It could also represent karmic archetypes. So we could be looking at karmic connections that were meant to teach us a lesson. We could be looking at karma in any of its forms, whether it's somebody receiving their karma in a good, bad, or in between way. It all really depends. But karma usually links to lessons that we need to learn normally, especially in the sense of how they show up in tarot readings. Moving to the center, we have the Two of Cups, the first of the two twos that we have here. And I say every single two represents decisions, choices, partnerships. This one in specific does highlight partnerships. Now, it isn't just love connections and romance, although it can be. This could represent someone that you have a deep romance or deep caring for in one way or another. I also say it could represent family members. It could represent really dear friends. So it really depends on who it is, but someone important could be showing up in this reading for you this week. How we respond to partnerships, how we respond to connections. Are you having changes about people in your life? Are people coming, or people going, or new people entering in? It all really depends, but a lot of these things could be in flux for a lot of you. A thing I'll say about the Two of Cups is that it is very smooth energy. Okay, so before we see a clarifier, I say this could be a good thing. If it's making a choice, it's making the right choice. If it's making any sort of decision, it's for the best. So we'll see how it all plays out. Once again, though, we could just be seeing how someone you're connected to could be feeling, or something that's coming towards them. Now, moving to the very back end here, as we get those Two of Cups right there, so they could hang out next to that wheel. We have the Two of Swords. A little bit of a different vibe happening here now, just like with the other two, decisions, choices, all that stuff. That still reigns true whenever this is in the mix. I already mentioned, since we have the repeating theme, watch out for the signs, synchronicities. We might really uncover something that Spirit's been trying to tell you for a while. But notice that this person is blindfolded. They're hoodwinked. They're in the dark. So, yeah, sometimes it could be indecision. Sometimes it could be not knowing what to do, what choice to make, what path to go down. I don't always link this to confusion, indecision, and stress. To me, it's just one of the bigger cards of mystery, especially with the nighttime, the moon, the blindfold. There could be something that you don't quite see yet whenever this card is here. Now, I always mention that every card has a positive side and a challenging side. And when it comes to cards that talk about mystery, I mean, you could already piece it together. That could be a good surprise, or it could be a rough one, depending. But I want to dive deeper on all this stuff, Gemini. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what's happening for these Geminis. Guides and Spirit Team, talk to me. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that wheel. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. What is it expanding here for my friends? Thank you. Wow. The Four of Wands and the upright underneath the Wheel of Fortune. This is one of the absolute best alignments that you could pull from any tarot deck. Okay, it's like right up there with like the Sun and the Ten of Cups. I feel like this is an absolutely amazing alignment, and it's something to really get like excited about here. Now, the Four of Wands is the 1111 card. This is the second time in this reading that we are picking up the signs, synchronicities from the universe, from spirit. It's showing up all over here. So please, in this time, Gemini, some people are more sensitive to receiving these messages from spirit. Some people it's very difficult, but please watch for the signs, synchronicities, powerful omens, because spirit could be really trying to steer you in a specific direction. And I saw a similar reading for Sagittarius last week. They're your zodiacal opposite, so it's kind of like it flipped to you. So please keep your eyes open for the signs. But aside from that, the Four of Wands is a card that is extremely celebratory. It's happy, it's wins, it's victories. So for a portion of you, similar to like we saw last week with something breaking through, there could be a huge change for the better, a massive change for the better. And it's like, okay, sometimes change is very difficult. Sometimes change can be hard. It doesn't feel hard here. Okay, so just know that something's changing in a positive way. Something's being very expansive, and there's just massive energy of win and victory. Now, I do know Geminis could be watching this for a whole variety of different things. Some of you might just want to hear me talk about the cards. Some of you might be going through romantic things. Some of you might be going through monetary things, work things. Doesn't matter on this front end. This is like a catch-all type of energy. So I feel really, really good energy of massive win and victory right here on the front. We're going to keep pushing forward. I'm not going to overcomplicate this. I feel like it's really good, but we're already tons of omens and signs here, so keep the eyes open. Let's see what that Two of Cups has to say. Let's see what that Two of Cups has to say. Okay. Quick. Wow. I mean, we have the Ten of Pentacles, and did you see that was almost startling to me, the way that card came out? Beautiful, beautiful, sturdy type of energy. This is a very important individual that is either in your life or will be coming in soon, shortly, in very short order. Okay, now you could discern with that whether it's romantic or otherwise. We have the Ten of Pentacles, and I will say this, when we have the Four of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, in the clarification, this is extremely sturdy and stable. This is long-lasting connection showing up here. And I'm not even going to say the M word, but this energy, this connection, whoever this important individual is, whether they've been around for a very long time and they're not going nowhere, or this is someone pretty fresh coming in for a small portion of you, it just feels really good. So now we're getting wins in various areas of life. Okay. Now, yes, energy is very fluid. I already mentioned that in the beginning. We could be talking about the money or the relationships, all of that. It just feels like your overall energetic forecast is looking really, really good. Call me the energetic weatherman here. And it's like, all right, across the board, we're looking good so far. Massive energy once again. And I could repeat a similar theme and message to what I was picking up here in the front end, except with that little twist with a very important person. I think it's great. It's really beautiful and it's exciting. So I feel overall this is very exciting energy, exciting message for a lot of the Gemini collective. Have your hopes high in this time, because something big's coming. Something big is coming, and we have different areas of life. We have the money, the relationships, we have the spirit, we have the omens. It's like all linking up here. It's like something's lining up for a lot of Geminis, where like all the pieces are coming into place. So let's keep moving. This is overall an extremely, extremely positive reading. Okay, and it's not like we're getting tons of like specifics here. Like, all right, so-and-so is going to show up next Tuesday at 6. It's not giving me vibes like that. It's not very strict and direct and detail-oriented. It's just like, Gemini, get ready for it. Get ready for this like wave of good energy moving towards you, which makes sense because we are getting close to your solar return, your birthday season. This is good. Now, if you're a cross-watcher watching this for a Gemini you're having some difficulties with, just know that the energies that are going to be moving towards them are very agreeable and are going to make it nicer to work with them. Let's move over to the Two of Swords, though. Let's see what's up. You've been dealing with a difficult person that might lighten up. But let's see what this mystery has to say. What's that Two of Swords. Oh, I said Ten of Swords. Okay. Now we have the Devil underneath the Two of Swords. Now, this is where we're going to catch a little bit of a warning, right? Because a lot of times in life, everything has a drawback. Nothing is ever fully, completely positive. And this is a lesson that I could learn as well, because you know me, I'm an optimistic reader. I love to focus on the positive, but we can't forget the drawbacks. Okay, we can't forget the negatives. We can't forget the important lessons. Now, another thing, like for a small portion of you with the Devil in the upright underneath the Two of Swords, this could just represent an individual Capricorn if you're linked to one because of the goat symbolism. We're not calling Capricorns devils. But this is an energy that sticks around, okay? Similar to the 10 of Pentacles, similar to the 4 of Wands. So whether this is something showing up here, a problem, an issue, a situation that you've been dealing with for quite a long time, it could still remain for a little bit. So that's something I do want to mention. Like, yeah, we have the energy of breakthroughs and things changing and good things coming, but there is something still sticking around that you need to keep an eye on, okay? Especially with the card of mystery. So whether this is a struggle that you've had or something you've been dealing with for a long time, it's like, yeah, all this good stuff's coming in, but yeah, don't forget about this. You got to keep your eye on this. Now, another portion of you, with all the good energy that's coming in, you might be very skeptical. Okay, when I see the 2 of Swords and the Devil, it's like, all right, well, what's the catch? Okay, you're telling me all the positives. What are the drawbacks? What are the negatives? That's another thing. And I have another message I'm going to give to some of you, especially if this is a person coming in, like a new one. There is a chance that there could be a person coming in, whether this is one that you already have or this is a new one, where it's like, okay, well, whether you like it or whether you don't, like this person, they're going to be in your energy for a very long time. Okay, so take that for what it's worth. It's like we have that mix of, we have the good, but don't forget about this devil energy. That could represent anything that lingers for a long time, addictions, toxicity, obsessive thinking as well. So I could see somebody trying to like hide their flaws or not broadcast them, if it makes sense. Let's go through and do a quick recap because I don't want to just keep yapping, but that devil was a curveball for sure. But let's go through. Then we'll get into the shadow. Position number 1, lovely. And I will say this, Gemini, don't let this back end of the reading get you down in the dumps because the front end is just absolutely luscious. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the 4 of Wands. Notice we have a lot of spiritual ties. We have a lot of repeating numbers and things like that. I do feel for a lot of you there is going to be like a really good change, a big change for the better. It feels massive here. And similar to the breakthrough we saw last week, like you could still make breakthroughs. You could still make progress. Just got to keep your eye on something. There's something you got to keep your eye on, but just massive energy of really good, long-lasting. Into the center, we have the 2 of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles, so it's like we're firing on all cylinders, like connections, people, money. It's like things are moving in the right place, in the right direction. But all this energy here on the bottom says these things are going to stick for quite a while. I know Geminis aren't averse to change, but I feel like you need to really look at certain things and situations in an honest way. Don't over-idealize, right? Don't overlook at only the good things. It's good to be optimistic, but it's also good to be realistic because on the back end, we have the 2 of Swords with the Devil in the upright. Okay, the devil's in the details. That's kind of what this tells us. So yeah, look at the good, be optimistic, but at the same time, be realistic and look at the challenges here. I also said if there are any new people coming into your life, it's like, okay, I don't want to say it's like I'm stuck with this person, but it's like if anyone comes in, they're going to be there for quite a while. And for a portion of you, this could be a problem or a situation where the energy is going to stick with you for a little bit. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows here. I mean, overall, very good, though. Overall, I like your energetic forecast, my friends. Let's see what we have. God, Spirit Team, what is in the shadows for Gemini? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. That deck shuffled weird that time. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my members. I really do. Let's get you one. What is in the shadows here? Thank you. All right, we'll go through this rather briefly because the Page of Wands is like very short, simple, to the point. It's like we're not messing around here. Now, for a portion of you, this could be revolving around some sort of conversation that needs to be had or could be coming in. You might be connected to a fire sign when the Page of Wands is in the mix, so Aries, Leo, Sag. But this card is very gung-ho in this time. So there is something around your energy when the Page of Wands is showing up in the shadows. So I will say for a lot of Geminis in this time, make sure you're pacing yourself. That's a big message that we could pick up here with this Page of Wands. Don't over deplete yourself. Some of you might need some recuperation time when this energy is in the mix, and just don't overdo it. That's, for some reason, I'm being drawn to give that message. So take from that what you will. It could be revolving a combo. keep that in mind as well. But yeah, Gemini, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar and schedule at mastermetaphysics.com. And if you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced on April 1st. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you had to switch your zodiac sign, which sign would you choose to be out of the whole 12? So if you do that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you soon.